How you loving? How you loving? How you loving? I'm Reverend Valerie Love, and here we are again at 40 Money Spells. This is day 14. Today we talk about the magical money secret. You will love it. I promise you. We are on Monday through Friday, 8 weeks to go through all 40 money spells. Got the book? If you do, then you are following along. If you don't have the book, you can get it in the link below, or you can become a member. If you become a member on the channel, just press that lovely join button down below. You become a member on the channel and you can get the book as a gift from yours truly. Let's have a deep breath and begin. Open to the deliciousness of life. Life is delicious. Open to the deliciousness of life. Open. Breathe and open. Open to all your dreams being fulfilled, established even now. Open. Open to greater results, even more fantastic than you can imagine. Universe, wow us in the good God direction. Make our results even better, supernatural results even better than what we can fathom or imagine. Yes, universe, yes. That's our prayer today. Our prayer is yes. Our prayer is hell yeah. That's a prayer. Hell yeah. Yes, universe. Yes to bliss and beauty and joy and peace. Hell yeah. To life more abundantly, to energy and love and connection and community, creativity, elegance, excellence, opulence, abundance, all of it. Yes to all the deliciousness of life. Amen. It's delicious. It's delicious. What can this witch say other than that? Baby, it's delicious. Okay. It is delicious, really. When you tap into the deliciousness of life, what is the deliciousness of life? Is inside your own being. It's beyond anything you need, anything that you can get outside of yourself. It's beyond money, it's beyond fame, it's beyond all the trappings that they say are supposedly signs and symbols of success. It's beyond who you know or knowing the right people or being connected to this one or connected to that one. It's beyond what people think of you. It's beyond all of that because that which you are, the allness of that which you are, when you are in that, nothing else matters. Let's begin. How you loving, family? How you loving? How you loving? How you loving? Let's begin. Screen share. Whoo! What a beautiful day. Welcome. I am still, family, whoo, child. We are still, all of us, processing Greece and Italy. Like it was so much, it was so much, it was so much. We just came back from Greece and Italy retreats. Soon coming up, we've got more, even more deliciousness coming up. And wow, so that is still unfolding in our being. And I'm still catching up on sleep, believe it or not. Still catching up on sleep, which is beautiful, just beautiful. Getting a lot of rest, having a lot of deep, deep, deep sleep, and having a lot of dreams, really profound dreams, which I love. Love that. Today, day 14, MMS. MMS is one of my favorite money tools that I have used over the years. And we developed it into a spell. Because you can really develop any tool into a spell. What is a spell? A spell is that which you use intention and will for to change your consciousness energetically and therefore change your outer world. That's what I call a spell. I call a spell by intention and by will, practicing magic and casting this net, this energetic net or an energetic web that causes a change in your consciousness, right? Change according to in conformity with the will is what Aleister Crowley called it. Magic, that's what he called magic. That's a change. You're changing something. That's why we're spelling things. We're changing it from one thing that we don't want to something we do want, right? It's a transformation. It's a change. And to do it according to intention and will. This is not willy-nilly. This is not all over the place. This is not unfocused. Spell work requires focus. In addition to that, spell work influences and calls forward the influences of the entire universe to bring the specific requisite energies to that particular thing you're working on, including entities, including plants, including crystals, including all of that. By the way, thank you, Spirit, for the reminder. Go to christianwitches.com and you're going to see that we have new classes. We have new classes. Our classes are Bible magic, angel magic, crystal magic. Now, in case you are wanting to know what the Mystery School is all about, the Christian Witches Mystery School is all about, you can find out all about the Christian Witches Mystery School by just attending one of our classes. If you don't want to attend for the whole year, you can attend one of our classes. So coming up on the full moon is Bible magic. On the new moon is angel magic. And on the blue moon, oh my God, I'm so happy about this blue moon. The blue moon in August is a super moon. Class already started selling. So if you want a spot in the live class, you need to register now, because when the live class fills up, then the only thing you'll be able to get is the recording. So if you want a space in the live class, then you've got to register now so that you can have your space in the live class. And I love live classes. I love it. I love it. I love it. So crystal magic, angel magic, Bible magic. And you can go right there and register now. So you want to go to christianwitches.com. This is not on the Valerie Love website as of yet. This is on the Christian Witches website. And I would just drop the link right here in the chat as we're talking. Hey, love tubers. How you loving? How you loving? How you loving, Queen? So I'm going to go ahead and drop the link right there. Beautiful. So that you will have it, so that you can be in these classes. Bible magic, angel magic, crystal magic. And, you know, I've got to tell you something. I don't think there's another Christian witchcraft school on the planet. I don't think. Not like our mystery school. I don't think the Christian Witches Mystery School, I don't think there's anything like it on the planet. I'm not saying that it's better than something else. No, I'm saying it's different from everything else. I wish this school existed when I was having my coming out of Christianity. I wish there was a school like this that was like, hey, Christians, you can do magic, you can do witchcraft, and here's how. And use all the stuff from the Bible that you got. Use it all. Like, I am about to create these candles for the Christian Witchcraft Emporium, the store that we're going to have in New Orleans, and the building that we're going to have in New Orleans, the spiritual center. In the store, you're going to be able to get Daniel candles. You're going to be able to get candles for all of the prophets. Jeremiah candles. How come we don't have Jeremiah candles? You know, we have the saints, and we love the saints. We have the Orisha. We love the Orisha. We love the 7 African powers. We love all of them. I haven't never seen specific candles for all the Bible characters. And, you know, yeah, well, some of them are syncretized. That's true. I have never seen a complete suite, and I've been in a ton of magic shops. I've never seen Bible tarot. As a matter of fact, when I was in New Orleans just recently for Mardi Gras, and me and my daughter were hanging out for Mardi Gras, and I went into magic shops because I'm going to go in magic shops if I'm in New Orleans. Going to the magic shops, and I asked one of the magic shops, do you all have a Bible tarot? They were like, no, but that would be amazing. I was like, ding, 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 ding. You know, come on, let's create the Bible tarot decks. Where are the Bible tarot decks, right? Because Christians, we've just been so programmed to be magic. No, it's the devil, it's the devil, it's the devil. Stop it. Stop it. So this is the school I wish existed when I was making my perilous escape from fundamentalist Christianity. I was escaping like a slave off a plantation, I promise you. All right, here we go. And they had the hounds after me. Don't think it was any different. They had the hounds after me. Come back. No. Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay, spell number 14. So that's the class. Get in class. It's a series of 3. And these are the August classes. And oh my God, you're going to love them. You're going to love them. Our classes, our people are just, I just love our people. They come to our classes continuously. I just love our people. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's get into MMS. Okay, here's the notes on this spell. Spell 14 and spell 15 go together. So today and tomorrow, today is Thursday as we're recording this, tomorrow is Friday as we're recording this. I want you to take 14 and 15, work them together over the weekend. Okay, now if you're watching these straight through, and you're not on the live with us, hey, how you loving? You're still live because we're live right now together, you and I, in this moment. I want you, once you finish 14, go to 15. I want you to work 14 and 15 together. They go together like ham and cheese. I don't eat that, but I mean, peanut butter and jelly. Acai berries and goji berries. I had that this morning, so it goes together like acai berry and goji berry. Now, here are the notes on this spell. I created the MMS when I was guided by heaven to become clear on what I desire to experience and create in my money world. This is the result. Use this spell in concert with spell number 5. Oh, number 15. It says number 5, but it actually is number 15. All right, I just corrected it. Choose a believable number, okay? Pardon me for that, because I just have to apologize for that editing issue right there. Now, so we're always going to make it better. We're always going to make it better. Okay. Now, the next spell, choose a believable number, goes with magical money secret. Now, how did this happen? Well, here goes a story. You know, all of these things came from my life experience. All of what I'm teaching you came from my life experience. I don't teach things from books that I didn't live. I teach what I do. So years ago, I was in one of my financial kerfuffles, as Queen Hadassah says, right? A kerfuffle. I was in one of my financial experiences, and it was not good. And while I was in that financial experience, I got evicted from the apartment that I was living in. And mind you, this was not because I was being a bum and I didn't want to work financially. That wasn't it. I was working. It wasn't that I couldn't go get a job or whatever. I had decided I was not going to get a job. I was building my destiny. I was building something epic and something that I was called to build. What was the problem then? The problem was that my consciousness was not yet at the place where it could understand how to make money doing what I love. I know how to make money. I'd already made money in financial services. I already made money in real estate. I already made money in other areas of my life. And then when my consciousness came into the spiritual arena, it was like, how do I make money spiritually? Yet I know I'm called here. I know I'm drawn here. I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. Yet I couldn't figure out how to make $10,000 in spirituality, but I could easily figure out how to make $10,000 in financial services or more than $15,000, $20,000 in a real estate deal like that. I didn't have that for spirituality. So you see that I was starting from scratch. I wasn't starting from scratch in my experience, in my consciousness, just like you. You already have a consciousness where you know how to make money in something else. And you probably already did it. You probably were very successful there. I serve a lot of successful women that are doctors, women that have 5 degrees. We got tons of texts going on right now. My family's texting. I serve women that are professors, pastors, all kinds of incredible women, incredible leaders. And when they were professors or when they were a pastor, now they're being into that. I have someone like that in the mystery school. You know, she's really called to, she's really learning about this path of Christian witchcraft. And it's just opening up so many things. And these are pastors. Like, how can you be a pastor and be a Christian witch? We do have pastors that are in what we do. It's just not public. So you're talking about doctors of divinity. You're talking about doctors that were teaching in professors teaching at the collegiate level. You're talking women who were in leadership positions. You're talking attorneys. I seem to attract a lot of attorneys, like a Sawa is an attorney. A lot of my clients have been attorneys. A lot of my clients are registered nurses. A lot of people in my community registered nurses. Why? Because a nurse is a healing professional. So, and nurses seem to be in tune to healing more than doctors. Doctors are like, do this, do this, do this, do this. But nurses are really the ones that nurse you, literally nurse you back to health and nurse you to the place where you can get out the hospital. The doctor is not doing that. The nurse is the one that's there with you day and night, right? So all these incredible women, they know how to make money as a registered nurse or as an attorney or as a doctor or as a this or as a that. They know how to make money like that. What they haven't yet figured out is how to make money doing what they love and doing their calling, their thing that they're called to do in coaching or spiritual life coaching, or being some kind of holistic healer, or being some kind of Ayurvedic medicine person, or herb person, or witch, or tarot card slinger. They haven't translated all of that big money that they were making before to the healing arts. It's a big transition to make, and it's not an easy transition to make. And that was the transition I was making. And so while I was making that transition, I was like stumbling because I couldn't pay things. And sometimes a big amount of money would come in. Sometimes no money would come in. Sometimes I would have a great client come on board, then maybe not have another client come on board for 2 or 3 months. I mean, it was all over the place because the systems were not in place yet. I shouldn't have expected. I mean, I should on myself. It's not wise to expect that the second you walk into the healing arts, you're going to be uber successful and making all this money and doing great, even though you know you have the capacity to do it, because in something else you were doing great. And now God calls you out of this thing. That's why it took me 2 years to leave my financial planning practice. Like, just as I got the thing humming along and I was making money, I was driving my Lexus and I was having a good time in it. I was in my, lovely house with my new husband. And now you want me to come write books? Okay, Spirit. Yes. Because it's what I love to do and it's what I'm going to do anyway. Yet, that's why it takes people time to leave, because they just don't see how the possibilities or how the income or how am I going to live? And then it's going to kick up all these other things like survival consciousness and all of that. So anyway, that's why I was having the financial issue. And this is why you may be having financial issues as a spiritual practitioner. I'm not talking about people who are already uber successful in their career. Great, wonderful for you. All of us, before we got called into something, we were uber successful in our careers, right? And Spirit was like, come. And we were like, yes, that's what I really want to do. But there ain't no money in that. That's what our parents used to tell us. They used to edit our choices for what we were going to be when we grew up. When I told them I wanted to be a writer, they were like, what? No. Nurse? Okay, yes. Right? They didn't. You tell them you want to be a singer? No. A lawyer? Yes. Right? Because they just want to see the concrete way that you are going to take care of yourself and not rely on them, and that you're going to be a productive member of society. You're going to be able to take care of yourself, your children, your family, and perpetuate the family forward. They can't see you doing that, being no writer. What you're going to, how does that work? Right? I'm a poet. Now, you're called to be a poet. You're a poet. Poetry just comes, it oozes out of your soul, and this was before TikTok, right? It's just oozing out of your soul. You probably could go on TikTok now, say a poem every single day, and become uber famous in no time, right? And people start throwing money at you. I mean, it might not be just that easy, yet it's doable. Well, that's why our parents did the things that they did, so that they can ensure that we would be okay. They weren't trying to crush our dreams. They're like, yeah, be a doctor and do that little writing thing on the side. They weren't having it, right? So you can understand, this is the same consciousness of leave something solid, stable, secure, seeming. There's no security in this world. So just because you're a lawyer, or you're a doctor, or you're a pastor, or a financial advisor does not make you secure. That's what we think. It's mass lie. None of that is secure. And the pursuit for security itself is a problem for all humans. It's one of our biggest problems. So we can understand that when you leave that, you're like, okay, I'm going to go live my destiny. I'm going to go do this spiritual work, raise the consciousness of humanity. That's what I came here to do. And you go into the spiritual work, you don't have any idea of where the money is going to come from. And you try different things. You try being an author. You try making courses. You try doing coaching. You try doing group coaching. I did everything under the sun that I could think of. And then eventually it started clicking. This. Like it starts clicking. It takes time for that to occur. And during that interim period, it got very sketchy at times. So at this point, I had gotten evicted from my apartment. And I had a very good friend who's also in the healing arts, spiritual practitioner, Dr. Jiwa Lee. Y'all know Dr. Jiwa. You've seen her in many of our things, right? So Dr. Jiwa, I called her. I was like, Jiwa, I just got kicked out. Now, Jiwa knew that I was going to get kicked out. Jiwa, Janine, like my prayer partners, my peeps, they knew that I was going to be evicted because I was crying and whining and moaning about it. Like, I can't believe I'm doing all this spiritual work, but where's the money? The money's not coming in. I can't even pay the rent. I'm 2 months behind. I'm 3 months behind. I'm 4 months behind. And they were like, okay, well, what are you going to do? Right? So because spiritual practitioners, especially masters, the conversations between masters are very different. They don't tell you what to do. They just ask you, well, what are you going to do about that? And is that lawful? That's one of the favorite questions of Dr. Jiwa, and we like to ask it in our community too. Is that lawful? And lawful means, am I following the laws of the universe? So here I was, and they knew that it was going to happen. As a matter of fact, Janine and I were on the telephone one day, and I was like, Janine, they're about to come get me out this place. I was in this beautiful apartment because I can always manifest beautiful houses. I mean, houses that would just make your jaw drop. I could manifest them. I just couldn't keep them, right? Okay, so that's why over time it does work, because look at my beautiful home that I have right now. And so it works. You just keep doing the work and it works. Everything will click together. It will gel. It will gel. It just takes some kind of process, right? So development, I could say, maybe even a better word than process is development. You're being developed, you're being shaped and honed into something wonderful. You're being crafted into a great diamond. So one time I was on the telephone with Janine and the sheriff knocked on the door. And I went to the door and I was like, hi, how you doing? He was like, you know, you're getting kicked out. You know, we got an order for you to go. I was like, I know. He was like, is there any way you can go? Can you get a truck? I was like, I ain't even got money to get a truck. He was like, is there something you can do? You know, because we don't want to just. I was like, well, I'll work on it. I'll work on it. And he was like, okay, well, we'll be back in a couple of days. I said, okay. And Janine, to this day, if you ask Janine about that, the way she tells the story is so hilarious, because she was like, Valerie, who tells the sheriff, well, no, I ain't got nowhere to go, and the sheriff leaves? She's like, Janine said she heard my high heels walking to the door in my like Beyonce robe or whatever. It's like, hello. And talking to the sheriff. Because she was on hold while I was talking to the sheriff. And Janine said that I said, no, I'm sorry, I can't be put out today. Janine is funny though. And she was like, the sheriff was like, okay, miss, well, when can we come back and put you out? Janine, it didn't go like that, because ain't no sheriff going to just be like, okay, we won't put you out. But that's kind of what did happen, that they left by the grace of God. That was nothing but God. I had a conversation with them at the door and they told me, well, we'll be back. I was like, okay. He was like, can you pack up your stuff? I said, okay, I'll pack up the best I can. Sure enough, they came back a few days later, right? And so the eviction happened, and it was probably one of the most devastating days of my life. Like, it is a devastation to have all your whole thing, your whole house set up, and them dudes that come into your house, they just and put it in a black bag and put it on the corner. They don't take care with wrapping things. They're not a moving company. But at the end, when they put everything out and I sat out, it was done in like 2 hours. And I sat there and everything was out, no keys or nothing. I said to myself, wow, that is the most efficient move I've ever seen in my life. And I was not disturbed. Very interesting. I still remember myself sitting there. It was like February, March. Usually this was in Maryland. Usually they don't do evictions if it's below a certain, temperature outside because it's too cold, whatever. Um, it wasn't that cold outside. It was a beautiful day. It was sunny. And I was sitting outside. It was a little park area. It was a beautiful area. I mean, I couldn't even complain where I was sitting. There was literally nothing wrong there. It was nothing wrong. I was perfectly fine. I had my coat on. My kids weren't there. I think both my daughters were in school that day. I had told them something was going on. Sent one to the dad. The other one, I said we're gonna figure it out. And I was sitting there, and it was like noon. And apart from all my stuff sitting around me, there was nothing wrong with me. And one of the bags that was right next to me, of course, I had things that I really treasured. I had already packaged them up the way I wanted them to. Um, right there on the bench, it was like a park bench. It was like one of those little picnic benches. Was a bag of books, and on the top of the bag was A Course in Miracles. Something said, pick it up and read the course lesson for the day. So that's what I did. I picked it up. I read the course lesson for the day. And so, of course, it was something like nothing I see on this street in this window means anything. It was something like that. You know how the course, whenever you pick it up, it's always perfect for what you're doing. And I called Jiwa. I said, well, Jiwa, it happened. She was like, oh, okay, I'll be right over. Jiwa had a car. And she came over and she looked around. She said, so what are you going to do with all this stuff? She said, you can come stay at my house for a while. I was like, thanks. Because she had a spare bedroom. Had a bed in it. It was very nice. No one was in there. It was Jiwa, her two kids. And so she lived in a 4-bedroom house. And this fourth bedroom had no one in it. And she had her bedroom, master bedroom, and her daughter had a bedroom, and her son had a bedroom. And this fourth bedroom had no. And it was a really pretty bedroom. It was yellow, and it had yellow um, like blankets and things on the bed, comforters stuff. So it was a bright kind of room. And I needed that because I was so depressed, broke, busted, disgusted, mad at the universe, just all of it, all of it. So, so G would say, yeah, but you can't take all this stuff to my house. So what are we going to do? I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to get what's important to me. The rest of this is going to stay here because obviously it's not meant for me to take all this stuff with me. That was one of my detachment lessons. Okay. I'm just telling you the background of the magical money secret and how it came forward. Okay. So I go, I go to Juva's house. Well, Juva's like, can we get a van? I was like, okay. I had a couple of dollars. I could rent a little van, get some of the stuff there, the bags. It was just in disarray. It was just in such disarray. Picked up some things, put it on the van, took what I could take. The rest of the stuff just stayed there. Neighbors, y'all can have it, whomever, right? And we left. We go put my stuff in storage. I go to her house. I get my daughters. We're going to be staying with Miss Jiwa for a little bit. And they were like, what's going on? Da, da, da. It's like, girls, it's bad. Oh, I'm all depressed. So during that time that I was staying at Jiwa's house, because I have never been the person, let me give you this little background also. I have never been the person that stays at other people's houses. I was always the person that everybody stayed at my house. So me and my husband, my first husband, we were always if something happens, go to Valerie and Bernard's house. That's who we were, like in the family. All of my siblings, there's 4 of us. All of my siblings have at one point or another lived with me. I had 2 good girlfriends. Both of my girlfriends and they at some point lived with me and their kids. And at one point, one of my girlfriends asked if one of her nieces could come and stay with me. I was like, hell no, because there's about 10 people in this house already and I can barely see in the morning. So you can imagine that it was a great reversal for me to have to live in someone else's house. And I tell you, it does a lot to your mind when you're not in your own space and you have to stay in someone else's space. Not because something's wrong with the space. It's just that it's not your space. And you have to go according to everything they do, according to how their whole kitchen is, according to how their whole living room is, according to how their whole house is, according to how their whole life is, because you're living in their house. And you can't go in somebody else's house and tell them how to do it. You're a guest. You're couch surfing. Well, for me, I was bedroom surfing, right? So you can imagine for a person that's super independent like me, super go-getter, A-type personality, by now is divorced and separated from my second husband too. You can imagine for a person like me, that was not something that I was going to be living with. So I was just scheming like every day. I was like on it, making money, stacking money, making money, stacking money the best I could. I was just calling people. You want to be my client? You want to be my client? You want to be my client? Oh, I got into action. And I saved money and I finally got to the place where I could get my own apartment. And that day, it was such a beautiful apartment and it was such a elevation that I had a party. And Jiwa and all of them came out to my new apartment and housewarming. And I tell you, we partied because I was so happy to be in that apartment. Anyway, while I was at Jiwa's house, a lot was coming to me because I would get up in the morning. It was in a beautiful walking neighborhood, and it was in Laurel, Maryland, one of her houses that she owned. And because she used to invest in real estate, I used to invest in real estate. We used to love doing all that kind of stuff. And there were old growth trees near her home. So I would just go walking and walking and walking and having these long conversations with the angels. I would be in nature. I would be asking God all about why my life was how it was. I was doing part of the time I was complaining, part of the time I was praying, and part of the time I was trying to keep myself in a higher vibration to be able to go higher because I knew I had to do that. Well, on one of my walks, it became very clear to me while I was in that situation that the reason I did not have what I desired is because I was completely unclear on what I desired. That's where the magical money secret came in. So here is the magical money secret. One is attraction. Two is tithing. I'll tell you what that means in a moment. Don't get your pennies in a bunch because a lot of spiritual people, when they hear the word tithing, they just lose it. That's old church karma. Just a moment. I'll tell you what I mean. 3, savings and investments. 4, integrity. 5, abundance. Okay. Now, what happened? The key as to why I did not have what I wanted, listen to me clearly. Focus, focus. I was not super specific. And even better than specificity is clarity. I did not have clarity. I just wanted of what I desired. I had clarity on what I didn't want. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be in this. I don't want to be in that. Just complaining. I did not have clarity on what I did want and what it would feel like and the vibration of it and walking in it and speaking it and wearing it and breathing it and living it and exuding it and emanating it. Now, when I walk around in Dubai, I just laugh because I'm like, wow, this is it. Do you see what I'm talking about? That anyone can do it. You can do it. It doesn't matter where you are financially, whether you're high, low, somewhere in between. You were high, now you're low, or you're high after you were low. It doesn't matter where you are. You can always go up. You can always go up. And you go up by taking yourself up first. That's what many people don't understand. You must go up. Then your money goes up. You can't push your money up. You can't push your money higher up than you are. I think I'm going to have to put that on my threads. I'm on threads now for Christian Witches. Christian Witches has a threads. You can't push anything in your life higher up than you. And things in your life can go no higher than you. Your relationship can't go any higher than you. Your money can't go any higher than you. Your body can't go any higher than you. Your spirituality can't go any higher than you. You go up. That's how everything goes up. So I did not have the clarity of exactly what I desired so that I could attract it. So here's what I did. Attraction. I realized that I had to make a certain amount of money on some kind of repeat time frame for me to sustain the life I desired. So I came up with over $1,000 a day. Now I'm going to tell you tomorrow, day 15, how we got to that, the believable number, and how to reprogram your subconscious mind. You're spelling yourself, you're spelling yourself, you're spelling yourself. So I told myself, okay, over $1,000 a day, over $1,000 a day, over $1,000 a day. I didn't say bring me $8,000 a day. That is very different from over $1,000 a day. With bring me $1,000 a day means the cap is $1,000. That's not it. What we're saying here is over $1,000 a day, which means $1,000 a day is the floor. What do you think happened after that? Started having many over $1,000 days, and I would write them out. I got that from another one of my coaches. She said have a sheet, 1 to 30 on it, and every single day write the amount of money that came to you that day. Every single day, I did that. I did that exercise. It's mind blowing. And one thing about doing that exercise, it tells your subconscious mind that you are expecting money to come to you every single day. That's why you go and you write something down every single day. So every single day, something will be coming to you, because every single day I go and write how much came to me. So your subconscious mind is like, oh, I got to get money to come to her every single day. That's right, subconscious mind, figure it out. So this was my starting point, over $1,000 a day. Now, since then, I've had multiple $1,000 days. I've had 5-figure days. I've never had a 6-figure day. Yeah, I can create that, right? That was my starting point with the spell. Now, my coach that I had at the time in March of 2018 was, no, it wasn't. It was Sam Ovens. That's who it was. Sam Ovens, pardon me, incredible coach, incredible businessman. He was making over $100,000 a day. And his coach was making over $1 million a day. And so you can see that this amount of money every day is a doable thing. It maybe started over $50 a day, maybe started over $1,000 a day. I promise you, if you make over $100 a day, if you start with making over $100 a day, that's about $3,000 a month. There are many places on the planet where you can live on $3,000 a month very well, very well. So that was the first thing. Become clear. Number one, become clear. Absolute clarity on the amount of money you are attracting, and don't limit it. Don't limit it. Don't say $1,000 a day, $1,000 a day, $1,000 a day. No, over $1,000 a day. It could be 5,000 came to me this day. It could be 10,000 came to me this day. 11,000 came to me this day. 7,000 came to me this day. 1,200 came to me this day. They're all acceptable because they're all over $1,000 a day. Now, for you to sustain that, you would have to take yourself energetically to over $1,000 a day, and then you would have to do the things from that over $1,000 a day consciousness. You would have to do the things such as create the programs, talk to the people, do all the fear-inducing things that would cause great resistance to come up. We would have to do all those things in order to receive it. And receive it not just once, over and over. So you can tell that in the beginning, my results were spotty. It would be $1,000 a day here, then nothing, then maybe 50, then nothing, 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 then maybe 99, then nothing, 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 and then maybe 500, and then 2 weeks later, another $1,000 day. Woohoo! And when I got those $1,000 a day, days, any day that was over $1,000 a day, when I saw that it was like a 4-figure day, I would get so super happy, I would affirm that thing so much. And even when you don't see it, you need to affirm it. You need to be in the place that it is so even before you see it so. That's how all expansion takes place. You go into the new expanded thing in here. You live the new expanded thing. And then you open your eyes and you start to see the new expanded thing create. It's coming from inside you. It's not coming from how many followers you have on Facebook. It's not coming from how many people love your coaching. It's not coming from how many retreats you can do. It's not coming from how many book reviews you have on Amazon. It's not coming from what herbs you use inside of your spells. It's coming from inside of you. Now, I decided that step 2 in the magical money secret is 5 parts of the magical money secret. I decided that not only did I want to attract, I'm being very specific with what I desired in my money world. Not only do I want to attract over $1,000 a day, over $1,000 a day, and expanding, you could take it over to $10,000 a day, or over $1,000,000 a day, or whatever number makes sense for you where you are. This is money is relative. Use it for any level of abundance you find yourself at. Then I wanted to be the kind of person that was a giving person. I wanted to tithe happily. I wanted to give joyfully and generously. And so tithing for me in the beginning was like giving to where I was spiritually fed. That's why I love all the super chats, all our members, all the people who support the channel, all the cash apps. I think my cash app is below. All of those wonderful things. It's beautiful, it's beautiful, it's beautiful because it shows that you're living, you're pressing into this. Well, the tithing that I was doing was to where I was spiritually fed, and then it expanded. It expanded to simply becoming a generous person. Now, I was a generous person at heart. You probably are as well. Yet, when you have financial setback after financial setback after financial setback, a contraction starts to happen. And you notice that you don't just pick up checks for people or just give people gifts or just walk by a store and see that something lovely. When I was a financial advisor, I had no problem doing that. I walk past the store, oh, so-and-so would love that. Buy it, gift it up, here you go. Dinner, no problems on me. Hey, let's go to lunch. I got you. Hey, let me take you to the movies. Hey, let me take you to brunch. When the money is flowing, you don't have any problem saying that because all of us are naturally generous. When you've experienced contraction, especially over an extended period of time, as what I had experienced, the contractions become habitual. I wanted to break that. I did not want that contraction to stay on my life. I wanted to just be a big giver, big giver, big giver. So that was the second part of what was really important to me as I was crafting my money world. What do you really want? Third, I wanted savings and investments. So this is what I told myself. I give 10% joyfully and generously. I save and invest 10% wisely, profitably, and prudently. These were very specific statements that are spells, that are words, prayers, evocations that call forth invocations. They're all of this. They can fit all of these that call forth specific results from the universe. Integrity. Number 4 for integrity was I honor my financial commitments easily, early, and enthusiastically. Why? Because I was late with things. I was trying to do this, trying to get a late fee, trying to payment plan, trying to squeeze this together, work that together. And I had to do all that because I was building something epic and I didn't know what I was building. You never know what it is until you really get into it. And you don't have the steady stream of money in the very, very, very beginning. You might have to work for months or years even to build this huge thing, right? So I knew I did not want. A good way to figure out what you want is to look at what you don't want. And just what's the opposite of it? If you weren't having that experience, what is the experience you truly desire? What's the polarity of it? I wanted to honor my financial commitments easily because it was like some big thing coming. Wasn't easy. I wanted to honor them early. Hey, I paid for this early. Even before I have to pay for it, I pay for it. And enthusiastically, oh my God, is that my life in Mexico? Like I just pay for things like in the beginning of the month when I'm paying for the house, I pay for this, I pay for that, I pay for that. It doesn't, granted, my electric bill is like what, 600 pesos, which is like $30. You see how the universe will arrange itself to give you all of this. I don't know how it's going to arrange itself, but we don't need to know how it's going to do it. It's going to arrange itself beautifully in my beautiful home in a lovely city. I regard it as paradise. And all these things came true. Abundance. And I'm not saying that every single day over $1,000 comes to me because that's not so. Yet, I will say that it has far become more than not. Okay, so it's not perfect like every single day over $1,000 a day, over $1,000 a day. Yet, it's very common to have days that are over $1,000 a day, $5,000 days, 5-figure days. that just became more like your regular rather than not. Okay? So don't think that this thing is like a computer. The universe is not a computer. Put in $1,000 a day, give you $1,000 a day. Put in 1,200 a day, get 1,200 a day. It doesn't work like that. It's a very dynamic, fluid universe we live in. It's energy. So it's not robotic or mechanical. Abundance. I live lavishly, bountifully, and abundantly. So these were the 5 statements I made. I attract over $1,000 a day. I give 10% joyfully and generously. I save and invest 10% wisely, profitably, and prudently. I honor my financial commitments easily, early, and enthusiastically. I live lavishly, bountifully, and abundantly. And I just kept saying that over it. And so it is. I just kept saying, you're spelling yourself, you're spelling yourself, you're spelling yourself. This is words, this is spelling, this is energy. I'm just spelling myself. Over $1,000 a day. I attract over $1,000 a day. Woo, so happy for today, because today over $1,000 a day. And sometimes when I look at the receipts, I just laugh, because when I look at over $1,000, I just laugh because I know where it came from. Like, I made that shit up, just like I made up all that broke shit and that eviction shit. You're making it all up. So why make up things that you don't like when you can just as easily make up things you do love? That's the magical money secret. Become clear on the desired experience so that you can create it. Most people are so unclear on what they want with money. I want to be a millionaire. For what? And what does that mean? And what is it going to do when you are? For what? When I hear people say that, for what? Right? It's so much more deeper. We've got to go. For what? What is it going to mean for you, beloved? What are you going to do? And millionaire, what does that mean? It means, because I know a lot of millionaires that don't have cash flow. If they're a millionaire, why are they're a millionaire? Because their net worth is 7 figures or beyond. So let's say you own a house. Let's say you own a mansion. It's decrepit and broke down and you can't live in it. Yet it's valued at $5 million. It's a huge mansion your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather left in the family. And you can't live in it. It's worth $5 million and you only have debts of $500,000. Your net worth is $4.5 million. Congratulations, you're a millionaire. What if you don't have income? You are a millionaire. As a matter of fact, you're a multimillionaire. What if you don't have income? Multimillionaire doesn't mean income. Multimillionaire has nothing to do with income. I know some people with better incomes than people who are multimillionaires. So while assets and liabilities are part of your overall financial picture, assets and liabilities is what determines whether you're a millionaire or not income. And then people that bring in $1 million a year, they're still not millionaires. Why? Because they spend $890,000 a year. That's all I have to say about that. That is number 14. Let us know in the comments how it works for you. Also, let us know, what you're focusing on. Talk about it in the comments, because I love reading comments, because I love understanding what we're doing, what we're going for, how this is landing, how it's working for people, because I want to know that. And I want to know so that I can be of even greater help. I'm only here to be truly helpful. Okay? The face of that true love. Robert, you know what I'm talking about, right, Robert? You can feel it. Oh my goodness, that was my life. So there you have it, family. There you have it. I'll see you tomorrow for day 15. And day 15 goes with day 14, as I mentioned. And so on day 15, I'm going to show you how to meld them together, 14 and 15. That's coming up tomorrow. I love you. Peace. KAISI out. ValerieLove.com and ChristianWitches.com.